Hello, my fantastic friend. How are you? How are you feeling? How are you feeling? How does this frame feel? Does it feel good? It should. Because if it doesn't, that's on you. You get to make the choice on how you feel today. Yes, you do. Choose happy. Or let whatever feels to you right now come through. Let it come through. Feel it through. Do your thing. Do its thing. It's just a visitor. I wanted to just take the bull by the horns and talk about today the 3 things that I want you to start today. 3 things that I want you to start today. The first thing that I want you to start today, that I know you haven't started yet. I know you haven't. The first thing is to start making time for yourself each morning. When I first started doing this, I had no idea what I was doing. And it was, as that chirping bird is saying up there, just relentless thoughts of where do I even begin to start with this? It is, and it was, okay, all right, I just need to do something. And the something was, well, I know how to do some exercises because I had a personal trainer at one point. I do know certain muscle groups and body groups. And at that time I knew how and what I was capable of and what I was capable of becoming. And I wanted something better. And that was, I just need to start doing some push-ups, some sit-ups, and doing some squats. And men, you don't know this as much as I do, and maybe some of you do, but you need to do squats. You really do. It helps with your lower back. You know why? Because you keep coming back to me to sort that out. Squats are helpful because they help your lower back. They help manage your glutes. They help manage your knees. And I really got to take the bull by the horns at that point and start doing that. I wasn't doing that. And I was feeling like my lower back just hurt. I was just all over the place. My mind was just, I couldn't conceive of ideas that I really wanted, that I had come up with days prior, that really made no sense to me. I couldn't get back into the flow, and I was thinking too much. And when I was thinking too much, I was putting myself in a state of lack and survival. And I remember one morning waking up and I said, I'm just gonna sit here. I'm gonna sit here and just be with my thoughts. And started at that point giving myself permission to not have a time limit on when I really needed to start with this. My goal was, I want something. And my goal was to eventually work myself up to an hour. Now, that wanes from time to time. I'm going to be completely honest. I have been telling you minimum of an hour. That is for me too. Minimum of an hour each day. Sometimes it's 10 minutes. Sometimes it's 20. But that's where I started. I started with 3 minutes. And then every day after that, I was doing repetitively. I just promised myself that I would do it. I made the decision. And when I made the decision to do it, I had no choice but to follow through with it because I really wanted to prove to myself that I could do it. So, 6 days in, I'm feeling like my shoulders are feeling better. There's some pain in my lower back. There's some pain in my mid back, but I started to treat that as, well, this is progress because I'm doing something now. Whereas before I was, the pain is unbearable. I was running from it. I was running from my own pain. I just got up out of bed and I didn't sleep very well. The mattress is okay. It was my mindset that wasn't okay. The mattress is, I have a great mattress, by the way, to sleep on. So I could no longer use that as an excuse for which to sleep well or not. The second thing that I really want you to start right away each day after you've decided and make the step to just do something for yourself, and that is to start telling yourself each morning, I am strong, I am awesome, I am intelligent, I am strong, I am awesome, I am intelligent, I am strong, I am awesome, I am intelligent, I am strong, I am awesome, I am intelligent. You get the drift. I did that repetitively because I want that to sink in real good. And the other trick that I want you to keep in mind when you do this, I am are the two strongest and most powerful words in your vocabulary. Do not shorten I am to I'm. Do not do that. Do you know why? Because if you go to a deeper level to what that is, you are cutting a piece of yourself out because you do not feel confident saying I am. You're shortening to I'm. And over time, you've programmed yourself like I have. And I caught myself just a few seconds ago when I was doing that, say I'm. So that's on me too. I am. I am. When you do that, you start telling yourself what you are. You're starting to reprogram yourself. And if you do that each day, you will start to see exactly what I'm talking about. So you're taking time by carving yourself time each morning. This is before you go and start yourself a coffee. This is before you go and start waking the kids up. This is before you start promising your wife, your spouse, your significant other anything in the morning. You're doing this. Jesse, I gotta get up earlier. I know, but it's for you. This is a gift to you. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. I had to start waking up at 5:30. Are you kidding? 5:30? I've got to be at the house at 5:30. Yeah, I know. Then you got to wake up earlier. You got to do something. Because what you're doing right now, you're a wreck. I was a friggin' wreck. I was doing nothing. I was doing nothing but feeling sorry for myself. But when I started to realize that I could change this all by myself, I was the change that I needed to be. It was making the decision to do it. It was making the decision to do it. It was each morning when I was waking up and I wasn't doing these things, I would sit and I would pine over the problems. I would scroll through my phone. I would do that the night before too. That wasn't doing me any good because then I was sleeping in. I was missing out on giving myself time. I was sliding myself, which is a betrayal because that meant that I was that much further behind getting myself started on something I really, really needed for myself, which was to prove to myself that I could do it, which was to do it consistently. And when I could do it consistently, I could start to trust myself. And when I started to trust myself, I could give myself confidence. And the confidence, I don't know about you, but confidence, self-confidence is wonderful. It's self-esteem. It is everything that is a part of who you are. It is a fabric of you. It is all a part of that perfect ingredient of life force, energy. And the third thing that I want you to do, the third thing that I really want you to do is to plan, is to take time to put together your lunch, your meal for the next morning, the night before. Here's why. When you do that third thing, you will have time for those other two things that I just mentioned. Oh my goodness. The morning that I realized that I could do it the night before was the night that I won, or the day that I won. See, here's how that went. When I started working in oil sands, or when I started really working on projects myself where I was doing custom safety I was doing behavior-based stuff. I was doing cognitive. I was helping run safety programs for many companies, and I would do shutdowns, and I would do various vacation subs for other safety people out there. So I first started to realize that I could do this was when it wasn't Saskatchewan, but it was another job where I think it was Saskatchewan. Yeah, you're right. It was the first thing that I was thinking about. It was the first time that I went to Saskatchewan when it was almost minus 50 Celsius. Yeah, with wind chill. It was cold. It was super cold. But I started planning my meal. I started planning my lunch, putting that together. And I did that as soon as I come in the door, as I was making supper for myself, as I was doing that. So what I did was I was setting myself up for the next morning, constructively, setting myself up for success. Because what do we do? What do we do when we don't do that? Well, we just barely get that coffee drip going, and then we get it into a mug. You're laughing at this too, because I know you're doing it. You get that coffee drip going, you just get yourself dressed after you've had your shower. Maybe you don't even have a shower, because I didn't at one point. Get myself dressed, get out the door, not before I've gotten my coffee, and I'm already planning to stop at Tim Hortons for a second coffee. I'm just downing this first one that I've had, that I've been able to make at home. And some of you won't even be able to make the first cup because you'll be getting two. I was doing this. Two cups of coffee, two mediums, two medium blacks at Tim Hortons, plus a ham and cheese croissant. Now, is that successful? Come on. No, it's not. No, it's not. You do this big ramp up, and then you burn out because you've just put all this caffeine into your system just to build yourself up for the morning, and then as soon as you don't even get to 10:30, and you've already put ham and cheese croissant into you, and that's just a bunch of starch, a bunch of sugar. Oh my goodness. I say this and I'm just laughing at myself doing it because I did it. Where I was going with that before I got really far into the weeds was, when you take steps to plan, to put together, to think about what you're going to have for the next day, you will set yourself up for the first two things that I said. And you will start to see that you've given yourself some time to be able to do these things. Now, the thing that my wife and I do is we get our kids, when our kids are in school, we get our kids' lunches ready the night before, not the morning of. No, don't do that. If you're doing that, you know why that isn't working for you. We get our lunches ready and our kids' lunches ready the night before. If there's anything that needs to be put out for breakfast, we get all that ready too. Then I can afford myself some space to be able to take time for some me time in the morning and not feel guilty about it. Because the guilt that you don't do these things accompanies the guilt that you pile on by crapping on yourself every morning, which is the second thing that I didn't want you to do. And that is, I want you doing the affirmations. And as a guy, that's such a weird thing to do, isn't it? Why do I want to talk to myself about all the things that I think that I'm not? Because you don't think you're worth it. You don't think you're worth it. And you are. You need to step into this frame, my friend. You need to step into this frame. This frame is yours. This frame is yours. As soon as you realize what strength you bring to your family, no, let me rephrase this. As soon as you realize what strength you bring to yourself and confidence and how you radiate that will be up to you. But when you step into your own confidence and connect with yourself, that's connection. When you start to realize who you are. And who you are is, I did this morning. I feel great about it. What else can I do? Now I filled my own cup. Oh, honey, can I get you a coffee too? Oh, can I get your breakfast ready? Because you've done everything already. You start to feel like, oh, my cup overfloweth. I can do yours too. That's what it should be. That's what it should be. And then when you step into that power, you radiate that into your family. Your family feels everything that you put out. And if you don't feel great about who you are, your son, your daughter, your sons, your daughters feel that too. They do. They feel it when you're upset. They co-regulate off your energy. You are their barometer. If you don't feel good about it, you are going to affect their day. Now, we can get into another discussion at some other point of whose responsibility that is to help them do all that. It's partially theirs, it's partially yours. We can get into that another time. In fact, that's a great topic for another time. But I really want you, 3 things each day. I really want you to start these 3 things today. The first is taking no less than 10 minutes each morning, no less than an hour minimum each morning for you. And if it means you wake up earlier, do it. The second thing is telling yourself how good you are. It sounds kind of smug at first, but you're not doing it to anyone else but yourself. You got to believe it. You got to believe. I believe I'm a strong man. I believe I am intelligent. I believe that I am awesome. That is only for me. That is not for anyone else. That is just for me. That is something that I want you to realize is for you. The third, as I said, is planning just your lunch, just your breakfast, and how that's going to look, so that when you get out the door in the morning and you've already done these other 2 things, your day is going to be bang on awesome. And it will. And on that note, have a great day, afternoon, evening. Let's do this.